Hey rail fans, Penn Central 99, April 2012. Thought I'd give you a little bit of update on the layout. So let's take a look around and see what's been done. Well, we might as well start on this side of the layout. What I did with the pickle factory here is I made a custom sign for it. As you can see here, it says Heinz Pickles. Basically what I did is I just found that image on the internet and used an imaging program to edit it and scale it down to size. I glued it on the front there, and I think that turned out pretty good. So put a nice little sign on there for the Heinz Pickle Factory. Okay, some of the new rolling stock that I picked up in the last month. I got a 20,000 gallon acid tank car. That's an Athearn. Found that on eBay. I think that's pretty nice. Nice addition to it. I also picked up 3 PP&LE or Pennsylvania Power and Light coal hoppers. You can see here they've got rotary coupler ends. Those were a gift from somebody. I thank them very much. They're a nice addition to the layout. Okay, you can see behind the tank car I also picked up a box car. That's a CP rail box car. The idea behind that was CP is the initials of my youngest son, plus my wife likes the color red, so I accomplished covering 2 family members there with that purchase, adding it to the layout. You can see coming up behind the PP&LE coal hoppers is a caboose. I've never had a caboose on the layout. That's actually 2 kits combined. I had a nice frame from Athearn, but the body wasn't in too good a shape. I had a nice body from Lifelike, but the frame wasn't in good a shape. So what I did is I combined the 2 and made 1 caboose. Okay, some of the other things that I picked up, I went to the hobby shop and I was bad, as you can see. I decided that I was going to modernize the layout a little bit and start getting some modern equipment. So you can see I got there a Union Pacific -9 C44. That's DC, so I will be converting it to DCC. I don't know when, but it'll be pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about having that on the fleet. I also picked up a couple of box cars to go with modernizing the layout, and you can see I got a 50-foot Union Pacific box car, and I also got a 50-foot Delta Valley and Southern box car. I'm pretty excited about those. Those 3 pieces are all Athearn. Quality's pretty good. The only thing I did with them when I got them is changed out the couplers to KDs. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the tank cars that you saw going around the layout earlier will also fit in with modernizing this a little bit. So got a couple of modern equipment there. I also finished the dirt road that I had in for the grain area. You can see there I continued that on over here to where there's going to be a crossing. Even though I had ground cover down there before, what I did is I just took a pen and marked the area where I wanted the road to be, which gave me a nice little edge to pour that decorative sand in there. Poured that sand in there and leveled it off. Used diluted white glue to hold it in place after spraying it with rubbing alcohol. Takes about a day for it to dry, and you can see how that turned out. Turned out pretty good. Over here, the crossing. Basically, I made that on my own. Some of those plastic crossings are out of a old Bachmann gated crossing. I just pulled the crossbucks off of there and used that. As you can see in the middle there, the boards. What I did is I went to like Hobby Lobby, picked up some of these small wood sticks. They're not very big at all. They're actually quite thin. You can see how thin they are, and I glued those together and I cut them to fit in between the rails. And I also put some together for the approach Haven't finished the other side of it yet, but after they were glued together and dried, I just took a very thin Sharpie pen and drew lines on there. There you can see the lines on there, and also I took a like a yellowish brown Sharpie pen and colored them in. I didn't paint that, I didn't stain that. I wanted the project to be pretty fast and easy, and so I just used Sharpie pens to draw the lines to make it look like there was a bunch of boards together. Used a yellow-brown marker to color them in. I also, you can see here on the ends, I sanded those down, filed those down to make sure that when the coupler pins go across there, they don't get hung up. So there's a little bit of an angle or bevel on each end of there so that the couplers don't get hung when they're going across there. And here you can see the road a little bit better. I think it turned out pretty nice. You also see there, since I got the road in, I relocated the house that used to be in the corner of the layout over by the coal depot. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Still need to add a couple more trees and bushes and maybe a few more buildings. I think the last thing here that we're going to talk about or show you is, I think most of you already know that I converted my switcher to sound. I think the performance and the sound of it turned out pretty good. Startup sequence sounds pretty good. I think the engine noise fits the locomotive. We'll run it here a little bit, give you an idea of what it sounds like. Like I said, I'm pretty satisfied with how that turned out. You know, that's a Soundtrack Tsunami TSU 750. Sounds pretty good. Engine performance is pretty good. You saw it stutter there just for a second. If you didn't, I'll admit to it. That's one of those switcher. It's not a defect. It's not a problem. It's just that when it goes across the insulated frog on a turnout, sometimes that happens. Well, that's pretty much it for this layout update. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.